Okay, I'd like to extend a really warm welcome to everyone who's joined us today for this information session on LSE Summer School 2022. My name is Rob Eggleston and I work as Summer School's University Relationships Manager, and I'm really pleased to be able to introduce you to the programme today. Also delighted that you'll be hearing from Professor Wim A. van der Steed, who is Professor of Accounting and Financial Management, Head of Department of Accounting and Summer School's Academic Director. And shortly, Professor van der Steed will introduce you to LSE and the programme before I take over and share further details on our programme offering and some practical details on how to apply. After that, I'm delighted that we'll be having Summer School alumni join us to share their student perspective on the programme, and they'll be available as well as myself and some other school staff throughout to help answer questions, and particularly in that dedicated Q&A session after the presentation ends. As well as our panelists, we are, of course, joined by you. And thank you so much, all of you, for joining us, whether it's early in the morning, afternoon, or evening for you, wherever you're based. Summer School is a really global programme, and it's always great for students to use these events to get a sense of just how global that scale is. So it would be really nice if you could hover over your screen. You'll see the chat bubble. If you could drop in there perhaps your first name, your university, and which country you're joining us from. As I say, it's a great chance for you guys to get a sense of the kind of global scale of Summer School. As well as the presenters today, we've got some Summer School staff in the chat and Q&A functions who are going to be able to help answer questions as we go along. So if you've got program related questions, again, if you hover over your screen, you'll see a Q&A bubble. If you could ask those questions, and please feel free to do it throughout the presentation. And as I say, my colleagues will be in there helping out and answering those questions. We'll leave that dedicated section at the end as well to pick up any questions that might not have been covered by the presentation. The presentation in total will last around 35-40 minutes, and then we'll leave that 20-minute slot at the end for questions and answers to wrap up on the hour. So that's all from me for now. I hope you really enjoy the session and get a really kind of detailed sense of the many kind of exciting opportunities on offer for you this summer. I'll hand over now to Professor van der Steed.
Hello, thanks, Rob, and thanks everyone, and a very warm welcome from me. I've been introduced by Rob, but briefly, I'm Professor Wim van der Steed. I'm a professor in accounting at the LSE since 2006, head of Department of Accounting since 2012. I'm a CIMA professor, so I also have strong links with the practice of accounting, and I'm also serving on LSE Council, which is its board of directors, if you'd like. And I am very involved as an academic director in the summer school and in executive education. So a very, very, very warm welcome from me to everyone. And I know everyone at the LSE always means from all corners of the world. Truly global and diverse global. Not many just from one international place, but many from many different places from around the globe. You see here on this slide a few numbers, rankings, information if you'd like. I will not read that out to you. You can see that for yourself and many others. The point that I would like to emphasize, though, is that LSE has a strong global reputation, and that is reflected in these rankings. But what is not reflected, inevitably, is the vibe of the place. And the vibe of the place is one of high quality in the center of London, surrounded by the legal, the financial, and the political spheres of the country, in a cosmopolitan city as London is. Now, the place itself, in that context, is known for its academic reputation and for its teaching. And our teaching is research-led. Now, you will in the summer school have seen that there are many courses, and these courses are from among many of the disciplines that are represented in the Social Science Institute, which is the London School of Economics. Now, you will also know the place sometimes indirectly, but through a route that we are very proud of, which is through our alum. And so we have multiple Nobel Prize winners among our alumni. One, for example, is Juan Manuel Santos for his efforts in ending the Colombian Civil War. And that prize was awarded for the Nobel Peace Prize to him in 2016, and numerous other ones. We also have a very strong public lectures series, and you will have seen names there if you look it up on the internet, ranging from the late Nelson Mandela to current central bankers, US secretaries of state, presidents. Bill Clinton was one of the speakers recently. We had Nancy Pelosi, and we also had Ursula von der Leyen, and many, many, many others. So that's also part of the vibe. When you come to the LSC, it's not just about the courses that you take, it's in the place that you take it, which is the LSC and the environment that I described, and also a supplement of very interesting mind-broadening content, for example, through the public lectures. Now, we try to give you a taster of all that also in our summer school. You will be here for a relatively short period, but it is in London, and we hope this year for it to be fully back in person so that you can experience both the LSC as the institution that I've just described, as well as the place where it is, and sort of the fabric and the vibe that it represents. That includes an attempt by us to also offer to you a couple of public lectures. And I have in mind, I cannot be 100% sure, for example, to have one on crypto. And crypto, as all of you know, is very much around, and it would be interesting if we could give you a bit of a perspective on that through a equivalent sort of public lecture for the summer school. But again, here you see it. We are Europe's largest summer school. We have the world-class courses because I've already talked about our academic reputation and our teaching being research-led, but of course very immediately practically relevant as well in the respective area, be that for government, be that for economics, be that for politics, be that for corporations, be that for whichever disciplinary lens you take on your course. We also give you a good opportunity for socializing as well as strengthening your social skills. Okay, so those are also extras that we lay on in addition to just the courses, and of course the social life that comes with being in central London. Then I would like to bring you a final piece of motivation and potentially good news, is that we have a few scholarships. And these scholarships are in those three themes that you see here on this slide. And these themes should not surprise you because they are at the heart of very many things that you read about and learn about and study about in your regular programs. These are sustainability and development, responsible leadership, technology, media, and society. And you will see actually these themes obviously inevitably interwoven through whichever course you take, which is a selection from a wider set of courses across a wider set of disciplines. But these themes oftentimes sort of run. And so we've tried to organize some of the courses by these themes. We have introduced a bit of a competition for you to write an essay on any of these themes. And if you are selected as the winner, then that would lead you to basically get that scholarship for your tuition of the course covered. Rob will fill you in exactly as to how that needs to happen, what that essay, if you're entering the competition, is expected to look like, and by when it is due, and how many scholarships we have. With that, was there anything else, Rob, that you wanted me to add?
I think that's great.
Yeah. So once again, a very, very warm welcome. And I hope I've given you sort of a bit of a helicopter sense of what the LSE is and where the summer school fits in. And I would be thrilled to be able to meet many of you come this summer. Thank you very much. It's appreciated.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Professor van der Steed. As I mentioned at the start, I'm going to come in and give you a bit more kind of focusing a bit more on the program offering and talk through those practical steps with applying. Some of you may have already done so and are joining now to find out a bit more about what that experience will be like, of course. So going to start off with the most important element of the program, which of course is the summer school students. So we've mentioned it a few times already, but really a very distinctive feature, a very unique feature about the program is the diversity of our student body. So we're certainly the largest in Europe in terms of international student enrollments and possibly in the world. So it's a hugely diverse kind of classroom that you're going to be joining. So in that regard, a really fantastic study abroad experience. You can see on screen there a few facts and figures to give you an idea about a typical student. It is, of course, very difficult to capture that given the spread that we have. The majority are current undergraduates, so students who might be coming to earn credit towards their home degree, their undergraduate degree. But we're also pleased to welcome many postgraduates and working professionals, people that may have graduated many years back and are coming back to kind of build on their university experience or get qualifications that are going to boost them professionally. So we're really delighted that summer school has that cross appeal. And of course, it creates a very rich environment in the classroom. And we know from feedback that students really enjoy that opportunity to learn alongside people who might come from different countries, but also very different backgrounds in terms of their skills and perspectives and experiences. So a second part of that diversity is the huge spread of nationalities that we've already alluded to. So on our last pre-pandemic program in 2019, we had well over 100 nationalities represented. And in 2021, in what was a much smaller scale program, given the many challenges with travel, we still saw 90 nationalities represented. And that was from students attending over 500 universities globally. And that includes attracting students really from all of the top schools in the world. And you can see on screen there some university names that you'll no doubt be very familiar with. So these are some of the universities from which we have attracted particularly large groups in recent years. Our summer school's curriculum and our teaching staff also very strongly reflect the international ethos of LSE. Nearly half of LSE's full-time academic staff are from outside of the UK, and many of these will be the teachers on summer school. On to programme dates. Summer school runs for 9 weeks in total. That is split into three-week sessions, and students can take up to one course, a maximum of one course per session. So many students will come for only one session, so be with us for 3 weeks, but a lot do decide to really maximize their experience and stay for 6 weeks and do 2 courses, or even the full summer 9 weeks and study 3 courses. So offering those 3 sessions means that we can obviously offer that kind of real flexibility in terms of date choice, but it also means that we're able to offer some of our most popular courses twice. So you may have already been onto the course pages, seen that one course runs in one session and another session. Just to clarify, it is the same course covering the same content, but we run it twice because it's so popular, just to improve availability. And onto the academic program, so the core of your summer school experience. Our courses are based on typical LSE undergraduate courses and taught to the same high standards. So it's a really great chance for you to get to experience the UK style of teaching and learning at what is one of the top universities in the country. Of course, that's about giving you the chance to expand your subject knowledge. But at LSE, we really have that strong focus on application of knowledge and skills outside of the classroom. So you'll really feel that through your summer school curriculum and teaching style, that it's about giving you the chance to develop those skills, to kind of apply your learning to inform debate and beyond the summer school classroom, whether it's professionally or if you're pursuing postgraduate studies. We offer a very wide range of courses across 7 subject areas. Those 7 subject areas actually reflect 15 academic departments at LSE. So it really does kind of reflect our strengths across the social sciences. So it's important to say that LSE is rightly famous for economics. We are one of the world's best economic faculties, but we are also ranked top 10 for numerous other subject areas. So it includes accounting, finance, business and management studies, geography, law, politics. So really, it's a huge breadth of expertise here at LSE. Courses, as well as being split across those subject areas, are also split into 3 levels, and they broadly reflect the 3 years of undergraduate study at the UK. So a 100 level course, any course that you see starting with 1 is introductory. 200 level course we describe as intermediate, and a 300 level course we describe as being equivalent to a final year undergraduate degree or possibly a first year postgraduate degree course. It's important to highlight you're not necessarily restricted by your current level. If you are now a first year student, it's very likely that you'll be eligible for some 200 and 300 level courses. Equally, many students come to summer school for the opportunity to study something outside of what they're doing as their main degree. Perhaps they are on a degree track and they're now thinking ahead to career, and they're seeing summer school as a great chance to kind of study a new area and boost their CV. So if you are a postgraduate student or a final year undergraduate student, for instance, there's no reason for us why you can't come and do an introductory level course in a new subject area. I'll come back to entry requirements in a bit more detail on a later slide. And on screen now, you'll see a selection of courses that we offer. We're offering 80 this summer. So this is really just here to give you a flavour of the types of courses that we offer. Now, LSE has got that big kind of focus on making our teaching and our research very practical and relevant to the real world. And I think you'll see that kind of reflected in the types of courses that we offer. So courses that are popular for the academic expertise for which LSE is famous, but also because of that kind of, perhaps direct relevance for people who are starting to think ahead to their career and career progression. And the courses themselves are intensive. We're not shy about advertising that to students. It's important that the courses are intensive to reflect the academic rigor of LSE. That involves, over the 3 weeks, 54 hours of teaching time, so really substantial amount of teaching for you. And that's typically split into 12 3-hour lectures, which is when all of the students on a course come together for that lecturer-led session, and then 12 90-minute seminar classes. So that's where you're broken down into smaller groups, and those seminars or tutorials are typically more discussion based or practical based, and they're in much smaller groups of around 15 to 20 students. So you'll get that varied learning experience through the lectures and the seminars. You'll also have the expectation of keeping up some independent study in the background. Of course, that will vary from student to student, but perhaps around 1 or 2 hours a day on average. So a typical weekday might involve around 6 hours of commitment in total. So it's busy, but we always find that summer school students are very motivated. They're here not just for the academics, and they want to keep their evenings and weekends clear so they can make the most of the whole experience. So that obviously really gives you that good motivation to be very disciplined and make the most of your time on campus. Summer school offers kind of a choice of assessment styles. So a lot of students will come for summer school and want a graded transcript. They may need a graded transcript, particularly if they're thinking of taking the course with credit transfer in mind. In that case, students will, on almost all courses, there are one or two exceptions, sit two summative assessments. So that's one marked assessment halfway through the course. We call it the mid-session assessment, and then a final exam on the final Friday. So as I say, in almost all courses, those two grades count towards your overall final grade, and that's what goes onto the LSE summer school transcript and certificate that's awarded to participants after the programme. I've mentioned already we have some working professionals come. We have students come and take summer school who aren't doing it to really support their main degree. They're doing it just to study something new. For those who want a summer school experience and to get the knowledge and international exposure, but don't want the, I guess, stress of exams, we don't make assessment compulsory. So you can come and take summer school, come to all the courses and receive what we call an attendance classification. So you'll get an LSE summer school transcript and certificate that will just say attended rather than list a grade. It's really important for me to say now, if you are someone that is thinking about credit transfer, you'll need to check in with your home university, because it's them who will ultimately make the decision about whether or not they can award you the credit for the courses that you've done with us. During your time here, you're here for a relatively brief period, but for that period, you are an LSE student. So you'll get access to the wide range of facilities on campus. So Professor van der Sieb mentioned at the start, we're very centrally located in London, really busy surrounding area. But what's nice about the campus is it's located on one site, which is quite rare for a central London university. And secondly, a lot of the streets are pedestrianised, so traffic's not allowed down them. So it's nice because it retains that intimate feel, and you'll get a sense of a real kind of summer school, LSE summer school community whilst you're with us. The school has invested really heavily on redeveloping and replacing teaching facilities on campus. So we've got a really broad range of fantastic buildings in which to learn. That includes the centre building that you see on screen there. We've got a newly opened building called the Marshall Building. We've got a fantastic library, the world's largest library dedicated to the social sciences, and an award-winning student centre, again, which you can see on screen there. And that includes a club, pub, coffee shops, the LSE gym for students. So a really kind of great array of facilities that you'll get access to whilst you're with us. Now, outside of the classroom, the social programme forms what is really another very integral part of the overall summer school experience. We run a very wide range of events that are about helping you make new friendships, form global networks, and experience London and the areas beyond it. And year after year, we hear this from students and in their post-programme feedback, that the social programme really is a fundamental part of what makes summer school such a special experience. And that includes a mixture of free and ticketed events, and things running every single day. So on screen there, you'll see some examples of the events that we offer. It's just a few examples, and certainly not a full list, but that includes walking tours through historic London, trips to the world famous university towns of Oxford and Cambridge. We book tickets at very popular West End theatre plays, and we run some what are always very popular parties. So a Thames boat cruise and a leaving party at the end of the programme, which is your chance to say goodbye to the friends that you've made during your time with us. And on screen there, you can get a sense of LSE's location and why it's such a great location for people to then go off and kind of, socially experience all the many attractions that London has to offer. So LSE is the red square there. You'll see as well 4 red dots. They are 4 halls of residence, LSE halls of residence, that are offered to summer school students. LSE doesn't have any accommodation on site, but these really, relatively speaking, are very central in London. Some you can walk to campus, others you'll need to get on the tube or the bus, but relatively very central. And you'll hopefully see some kind of tourist landmarks there that you recognise. Covent Garden, for instance, very vibrant areas for bars and shops and cafes and restaurants. That's a short walk away from campus. And really, it's a great base from which to go and explore what is a fantastic city that will keep you very busy for 3 weeks or however long you're with us. Now, as well as the academic program and the social program, the third strand of the summer school offering is our professional skills series. We've really worked hard on developing it in recent years, and it's in response to something that we know, and I'm sure you know, and you hear at your university as well, that in this increasingly competitive global job market, it's very important for students to, of course, get good grades, but really use university to show how they've maximized that time and develop that kind of broader skills and experience and perspectives beyond the grades that they get in the classroom. Now, attending a program like summer school is a great way to do that. You know, you're putting yourself into what is a very international environment, and it's a great chance for you to kind of broaden your perspectives and show to someone that you embrace those new kind of challenges. We offer as well a very wide array of practical workshops. So these are designed to enhance your career prospects and include sessions like confidence building exercises to help prepare you for interviews, how to create quality CVs that will make a good impression on recruiters at world-leading companies. LSE Wellbeing Service runs sessions that have more of a personal focus, such as how to deal with exam anxiety. And we run sessions with entrepreneurs, like discussion sessions, very practical based sessions, things like how coding, how to build apps. So really a kind of huge range of events that are really good complement to what you're doing academically and, of course, socially. Now, onto some practical details. Applying to summer school. So some of you will have already done so, those of you who haven't. Applications are open and you would apply online via the summer school website. It's designed to be a quick and straightforward process. You're with us for a short period, so we don't need things like reference letters or motivational statements unless you're applying for the academic director's scholarships, and I'll come back to that in a moment. Entry requirements on screen there. We advertise in the 4.0 GPA scale a guideline minimum entry requirement of 3.3. In terms of your own classification system, if you use a different one, you'll find some guidance on that on Google if you want to get your own kind of idea of what that translates to. There's so many, we can't obviously list them all here. We can often show flexibility with that requirement based on the application's strength as a whole. So to give you an example, often the assessors are very kind of focused on how you're performing in subjects that are most relevant to the summer school courses that you're applying for. On that note, our 200 and 300 level courses have prerequisites. So these are subjects that you'll need to have already studied before joining us at LSE to be eligible for that course. To give you a simple example, intermediate microeconomics, if you wanted to study that with us, we'd need to see that you've got a background in introductory microeconomics. So if you go on the individual course pages, you can find out and see what the prerequisites are for those courses. Our 100 level courses don't have prerequisites, so that's why they're typically popular people who are studying something outside of their subject area that they're doing now. Now, on to summer school tuition fees. So there is an application fee of £50. On screen there, you'll see a fees table. The middle column shows the student rate, and that is the student rate for anyone who is in full-time university education. And the final column, the standard rate, is for everyone else, for those not in full-time university education. So as you can see there, courses are discounted depending on how many sessions you do. So if you do multiple sessions, the cost per course works out cheaper. As Professor van der Steed has already mentioned, we also offer a scholarship, a number of scholarship opportunities. So I'm just going to hand over now to my colleague Jessica, who's one of the people involved in looking after that scheme. So she's just going to share some words to give you a bit more kind of practical guidance on that.
Hello everyone. So we're really excited to offer 9 scholarships this year. So I think it's been mentioned already, but across 3 different subject areas. And there's a few key dates for you to put in your diary if you're looking to apply for one of these scholarships. So the first thing to note is that you will need to apply for your chosen course by the 8th of April. So you've got just over a month. All offer holders of the courses, the eligible courses there, will receive an email then inviting you to apply for the scholarship. And this will be via a Google form. You will then be asked to complete a separate motivation statement. So tell us why you want to be a scholar, why you're interested in your subject area, and what you can bring to LSE Summer School. And then we will need your application to be submitted by the 21st of April. So you have a couple of weeks to really think about your motivation statement and what you want to say. And then we will communicate who has then been successful in the application by the 6th of May, which I believe is a Friday. So those are key dates to note down if you're looking to apply for those scholarships.
Thank you very much. Okay, for summer school students, we make accommodation available. It's an additional option, so it's not included in the tuition fee. A lot of people, of course, will perhaps already live in London or know people here that they can stay with or want to do their own private option. That's fine. But LSE Summer School accommodation is a very popular option. As mentioned, it offers what are some of London's most centrally located student accommodation, and of course, student accommodation can be relatively good value. And they offer a range of room types, really to suit a kind of different variety of budgets. I would encourage you to go onto the summer school website. There's an accommodation section where you can find out more about the options and the prices there. So you can book accommodation once you've received an offer of the place on the program. And as I say, it's a popular option and obviously a great chance for you to kind of live alongside people that you're also studying alongside on the program. Okay, in terms of student support, Summer School is a really big team, and we've got a very big support team. So that really is support that starts through the admissions process up to the program itself, when we have a open door policy with the office where students can drop in Monday to Friday in business hours to come and ask questions, kind of talk through any issues that they're having, get some guidance perhaps about what to do in London. And then post-program, we're also there to support you with making sure you get the documentation that you need. So as I say, kind of a large team of program support staff that are there to support you, and we're really happy to hear from you. Now, at this stage, I mentioned at the start that we've got a couple of alumni joining us today. So that's Leah and Julio, who studied with us in 2021, sorry. So I am going to hand over to Leah initially, and then we go across to Julio, and they're just going to share some words on their summer school experience, and then also hopefully they're going to be able to stick around for a little bit in the Q&A to answer any questions about that student experience that you might have. So Leah, if you could start us off.
Yes, hello. It's great to be here. Yeah, so just a little overview of my of my academic experience. I was looking for an economics course, and while I was an undergrad, I really wanted that experience of studying elsewhere. And LSE just makes it very straightforward. The whole lodgings process and the tube, like it's just very easy, I think, with LSE to coordinate all of those parts of an abroad experience. And yeah, the course that I took, the economics course that I took in particular involved a lot of history that happened in London. And so it was so amazing to just have that like seamlessly immersive experience in London and also in the classroom. The class itself, I was actually surprised. It was pretty demanding. I was really impressed with the academic rigor of the course, but there was still plenty of time to hang out and explore London with friends and have fun. So I thought it was a really good balance of those things. And the other thing that was really cool is you're just studying with people from all over the world. And I think that's really important in an academic setting to really get the perspectives and the context surrounding, whatever the subject matter is that you're learning. So yeah, that's kind of a brief overview. Are there any questions or anything further you wanted to hear about?
No, that's fantastic for now. I'm sure there will be some questions in the Q&A afterwards. So if you're able to hang around for 20 more minutes. And actually, I must say, and a special thanks to Leah, because she had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to join us for this. So we really do appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to hand over now to Giulio.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Giulio Tori. I'm an Italian student based in the Netherlands. And as many of you, I guess, exactly 1 year ago, I realized that I had the whole summer free and I wanted to do something useful for my career. And furthermore, I was really curious about having an experience in a world-renowned university like LSE. And therefore, I decided to apply. I got in and I attended the business analysis and valuation course and the alternative investment course. And I would say it was a really, really great experience. And this from three main standpoints. So I would say the people, the university, and city. So for the people, I think it's really a great opportunity to spend time with like-minded peers and really expand your network internationally. The university, I think the quality of the courses is very high. Actually, they are, at least in my case, there were courses taught to master students and just a shortened version of course that fit within 3 weeks. And also the city is very great. It was the first time for me living in such a big city. And wow, there is at every time in the day and the night something to do. And I would like to give you some advice. So especially be careful in choosing the courses. So I think it really makes sense to join LSE or to do something that really relates to your career or the career you want, or to choose a course that allows you to explore some different subject or something that is not taught at your university. So for instance, let's say you study psychology and you follow a class in economics, to say. So yeah, in general, like try to choose something that you cannot have at your home university. And if you have any question, I would be happy to answer.
Firstly, a massive thank you to Giulio and Leah for your time today. There's been loads of questions for you guys, which is a sign, I think, of how valuable students find it to hear from people who've done the programme. rather than just hearing from us who work on it. So really huge thanks from us for sharing your ideas and insights. Thanks as well to all the panelists and colleagues who have been helping in chat answer all those questions. And of course, to everyone who's attended today, we're really pleased you could join us. If you've already applied, then wish you a fantastic experience this summer. And if you're still thinking of applying, then please do get in touch. If you have any questions, contact details on the screen, and we would be absolutely delighted to help. Thank you again, everyone, and wishing you a great rest of the day.